Oh, hey there. I'm Bryson, and I'm here with my friends Mac and Britt. We're here to talk about consumer decision making. Let's get right into it and go over the 5 factors of consumer decision making. First off is need recognition. Do I need something, or do I just want it? Plain and simple. Something that affects our need recognition is sometimes we are stimulated by one or more of our 5 senses that push us to the point of buying something just to satisfy our need or want. The second factor in consumers' decision is information search, and within that, there are 4 different ways we collect information to determine our decision to buy something or not. First is internal. Our past memories or influences affect our decision, what we've been through and how we were raised, for instance. Second is external. Like I start asking people what the best book is for becoming a teacher's favorite student, and what they tell me is the external information. Now what if you see that certain students are getting more favor from the teacher and notice that they're reading a book and it's Teacher's Pet for Dummies? One would begin to consider buying that book. This would fall under non-marketed information. Finally, there is marketing-controlled information. Seeing a commercial or billboard that has the teacher handing candy to students that have their book, the Teacher's Pet book, and other students get lumps of coal. These advertisements would be considered marketing-controlled information. With the lumps of coal, I'm guessing this is during Christmas time, in my mind. Now we get to the purchase, but before a purchase is made, we usually ask ourselves 5 questions. Do I need or want something? Should I wait till there's a sale, or do I buy it right now? What could help me be more successful or fulfill my needs or wants? Who has the best deal, customer service or variety, etc.? How do I want to pay, cash, credit, or check? After making our purchase, we tend to evaluate whether the purchase was successful or not, and we go through a post-purchase behavior. Let's check back in with Britt and Mac and see what they're up to.
Hi Bryson, what are some things that affect the consumer decision-making process?
Good question, Brittany. But I'm over talking, so let's see what Mac knows.
Hi guys, I do actually. There are 4 overall factors to a consumer's decision-making process. First, we will start with the individual influences. There are 3 of these. Gender. Many items are gender-specific to satisfy a man or a woman's needs. Age and family. Since I don't have a large family, I don't have to think about hauling around children or the wifey when I go for a drive through the canyon, so I can buy a car with 2 seats. This might also have to do with my age, wanting to drive a sportier car. Many items are targeted to certain ages and families, and the target can range from young to old or small to large, respectively. Self-concept is where people define their identity and find consistent and coherent behavior, which leads into psychological influences. The next factor is psychological influences. The first is perception, organizing everything related to sensory images and interpreting it. While driving on the freeway, we are exposed to thousands of these sensory images such as car sounds, billboards, radios, etc. And what we choose to pay attention to out of these is considered selective exposure. Next is motivation. This is the driving factor to make a purchase. If you're freezing cold and Kohl's has a bunch of cardigans, you are obviously motivated to buy one. Third is learning. If I go and try chili flavored mangoes, I may learn that I either like them or I don't. This is called experiential learning. Another type of learning occurs without actually trying something. A friend may tell you that chili flavored mangoes are really bad, and so you might never try them. We call this conceptual learning. Last is beliefs and attitudes. These shape how we view the world and what we think about certain things. I may have a belief and attitude when it comes to buying digital cameras. If I think that Canon makes the highest quality digital cameras, this would be my belief. This creates a brand image in my mind that Canon is superior to all its competition. With my belief in Canon's brand image, it creates my attitude towards Canon. Since I think highly of Canon's cameras, I have a positive attitude towards Canon. The third factor is social influences. If we see someone wearing something cool and want it, we go out and buy it. We call these reference groups, and there are typically 4 of them. There's primary, secondary, aspirational, and non-aspirational. A primary group is people we are closest to that influence our decisions. Secondary groups we are not as close to and are more on a formal basis with. Aspirational is people or groups that we aspire to be a part of. And finally, non-aspirational are people that we don't want to be a part of. Sometimes groups do not always influence us, but specific people do. We consider them opinion leaders. Lastly, let's discuss cultural influences. Culture refers to what the values and norms are from each generation to the next. The culture can be broken down further into subcultures, which are groups that share elements of the culture as well as unique parts of their group. The last part to social influences is the social class. These people are equal in status and or community esteem.
And that's our take on the consumer decision-making process. Thanks for listening.